right, welcome to episode 11 of the New Money Talks podcast.
That's a good one. All right, we're going to have a good one today.
Go.
Yeah, so we have our good friend James Jiang here. We like to call him the credit connoisseur. We just came up with that a couple of minutes ago. But,
I love it.
But he's in a lot of different business ventures, and he does a lot in the credit space, Facebook, shops automation in terms of like a little bit on the e-commerce side. He's also into the rental car companies, in a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
Which is
funny enough, if you didn't watch the Kevin Kim video and the John Ferrari video, this is how we met Mr. James over here. So check those out too.
Yes.
Good videos, and he's connected to all that stuff too.
Yes.
But
yeah, all New Jersey natives.
New Jersey natives too.
What brought you to New Jersey? Where did you come from to where you ended up here? Tell me a little bit more about yourself.
Yeah, so I was actually born in New York, and I was born in New York, and I came here right around 3 to 4 years old to start kindergarten. Been pretty much in New Jersey for like my whole entire life, or at least the tri-state area.
Yeah.
So
Awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool. And like, I think what we usually do on these things is people don't really know who the hell you are.
Yes.
Obviously, like, you're the credit connoisseur, you're famous and everything. We got that.
Definitely not famous, but yeah.
We want to give you a few minutes, just like explain to everyone what the hell you do.
Yeah.
I know you have a whole bunch of stuff going on. So like, if you give like your 30-second, 1 minute pitch of who the hell you are, I'd love to hear that,
Yeah. So my name is James Jiang. I currently own a couple companies. I do credit repair. I do funding and financing, helping people get, loans and helping them leverage these lines of credit to start up businesses. And I also have an e-commerce automation company where we help, clients from all over the United States make passive income. And in 2023, actually, something that I'm working on closely is my new mentorship program, because I've noticed that, everybody needs credit in America. It's literally, the gateway, the opening key, the door to pretty much doing anything. So, that's something that we're launching soon, where we help people educate them on credit and help them understand the whole game of credit. So,
Interesting. And how long have you been doing this for?
So credit, about 2 years now. Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
So run people through it. When you mean credit, what the hell does that mean? Like
credit. Okay.
Like credit cards?
We're
talking?
Yeah. So credit from A to Z. So first and foremost, one of our main, services is credit repair. At the end of the day, most Americans have bad credit, under, a 650 credit score. And as we know, you want to get a loan, you want to get a car, you want to get a beautiful apartment like this, you can't get it without credit. So first, what we, essentially do is we help people fix their credit by removing negative items such as late payments, collections, charge-offs, even up to bankruptcies off their credit report, so that they can get their score up to a sufficient range. And then from there, we have all sorts of clients. Some clients, they want to get business funding because they need more inventory. They need more capital for equipment. Some of our audience comes to us because they're like, James, I want to start up a Facebook store. I want to get into exotic rental game with John Ferrari and exotic. I don't have the capital. What do I do? So, that's kind of like the process. We'll help you fix your credit, and then we'll help you get the funding that you need. And then after that, the possibilities are endless. Whatever you want to invest in, you can use your bank's money.
The bank's money.
Leverage the bank's money.
So you're helping people get like business credit in a sense.
Yeah, business credit.
Okay.
We do personal credit, credit cards, straight cash loans, lines of credit, anything credit that you could possibly think of. We can help you
And
with that.
me and Kyle were talking about this before. I think yesterday we wanted to ask you.
Yeah.
So you get all this credit now, right?
Yes.
Now what the hell do you do with it?
Where do you deploy it most effectively?
Yeah. So are you guys asking like me in a sense for myself, or more so for like?
What would you think? So to someone who gets their credit right, who now has the opportunity to get funding, what do you think are some of the top businesses?
Like
they can
now I have
reinvest that in?
$50K in a credit line. Like, what do I do?
But no knowledge on how to invest it.
No knowledge on how to invest it. Well, good question, because everybody's a little different depending on like which part of your journey that you're in. Like if you're somebody that's, pretty established, like you make pretty good money for yourself, it's not going to be the same as somebody that's just, barely cutting, the minimum wage. But for me, what I would say is the number one thing that you can invest in is yourself. And when I say that, I mean invest in knowledge, invest in coaches, invest in mentors, because you can never, you never know everything, okay? And there's always something out there for you to learn. And the more that you know, the more you're able to apply, and the bigger your network grows, the more your income is going to grow. So number one, I'm always going to say invest into knowledge and coaches. After that, I would say definitely look into starting up your own business, whether it's a service or a product that you can provide. Find something in the marketplace that's in high demand, in which solves a problem, and figure out how you can monetize that problem and the value that you're providing to your consumers. And then, of course, last but not least, we talk a lot about passive income. I don't think anybody ever became, wealthy by just working a 9 to 5. So you gotta have multiple streams of income coming in, even while you're sleeping, even if you're 40,000 feet up in the air on a plane. So I would say invest into assets that are gonna give you that cash flow without you having to do anything for it.
Got you.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep going on this. Give me an asset that gives me some passive income. Go into the car stuff. I think that's actually an interesting asset.
Yeah, because most people look at cars as a liability, but in your instance, you're using it as an asset.
Run us through, like, because you John Ferrari, like, if you want to talk through that.
John Ferrari, man right there. It still continues to blow my mind every day, because I growing up, teachers taught us in school, everyone's teaching us cars are bad, they're liabilities. That's what I thought too. I'm like, this thing is just emptying my pockets. Yeah. Until I met, John and them, and I was like, all right, so, I have a pretty decent car. Let me see what we can do with it. I was just cash out, but there was no cash in. I was like, let me rent it out with John's company. Let's see what we can do. And it's crazy. The same day that I signed the contract with his company, the car went out for a week. And I covered the payment in that exact week.
Damn.
Yeah. So again, we're talking about something that is labeled as a liability, and now it's making me, more money than I could ever imagine a vehicle could make.
So that's why you can use credit to make an income after that, right?
Absolutely. So, with a lot of services like this, there's usually, first of all, you got to get yourself in a car. So tell me, how are you going to get in a car if you have bad credit?
It's impossible.
Unless you want to beat her.
Yeah, 35% interest. Yeah.
Or unless you want a 99 Toyota Corolla.
Yeah.
But you need that for for the financing. You need it for the down payment. Which, by the way, to all the audience out there, yes, you can use a credit card for a down payment on a car. That's what I've done with all my cars. Yeah, I didn't know that either until I got into the credit game. But yeah, that's. Is
there not like an astronomically high fee with that?
No, actually no. So for my last car, I was like, all right. I was like, how much do you want? $5,000? They swipe my credit card and they take a hit on the fees. I just pay the $5,000. Yeah. So
did you get all the cash back and everything from that too?
Everything. So that's why crazy. Credit cards are my thing.
Think about that.
You could also do like 0% APR for the first year financing on that. And if you let's say you're getting a Lambo, you put a $30,000 down payment. You could just pay off like $2,000 a month for the next 12 months. Yeah. That's crazy on the down payment.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put some sauce in here because I've been thinking through this right now. For some of the guys who make like high income and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Something. Honestly, if anyone has the answer to this, comment below, because I don't know the answer to this yet. I'm trying to figure out the answer.
Sure.
So, like, I was telling both of you, there's this thing called Section 179 in the tax code, that if you buy a vehicle over 6,000 pounds, you can get the bonus depreciation on the whole, like, value of the vehicle in, like, the first year, right? So, if you buy a G-Wagon, it's over 6,000 pounds, like $150,000 for the G-Wagon.
Yeah.
The question now is, if you finance that G-Wagon with $20,000 down, do you get to depreciate $20,000 or do you get to depreciate $150,000? I don't know the answer to that.
Right. Within that first year.
Because I've asked multiple accountants and I get different answers on both of them.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, honestly, I don't, kind of like we were talking about before, I'm not going to pretend like I'm an accountant. I don't think I have the answer to that either, man. Because you're only financing $20,000.
That's what I'm saying.
Right? You're not necessarily financing the whole 150 or 200 for what the G-Wagon goes for.
But like with property, you talk about property cost segregation.
Yeah.
To explain that a little bit.
Exactly. So then in real estate, there's this thing called like cost segregation, bonus depreciation.
Yeah.
So say you buy a property, right? You usually have to put down between 3.5% to 20% to buy a property.
Correct.
Depending on how you buy, like if you use an FHA loan or if you like want to put like a bigger down payment, right? Now, every single year a property depreciates because like the building gets older, like the wood gets older, et cetera, et cetera. Well, there's this thing called cost segregation where you pay like these like special accountants and they pretty much come into the property like, well, yes, the wood depreciates in like 30 years, but the stove depreciates in 5 years.
Right.
The floor depreciates in 7 years. The walls depreciate in like 10 years.
Yeah.
And then pretty much they take the depreciation from 30 years to 1 year. And then you get to like put that all into the first year of depreciation. It's like
which is nuts.
That's interesting.
Pretty much how our last president like figured out how to
game the system.
Yeah. It's like it's within the system.
Yeah.
But Section 179 is the same exact idea for like oversized vehicles. So on low-key in the comments, like if you figure out the answer to that one, comment below. Cause I'm interested myself to learn that.
Me too. I'm interested in learning that.
Because like some people look at like the G-Wagon purchase because it's a vehicle that's over what 2,000 pounds,
6,000
pounds.
Yeah.
So like the way that I look at it when people ask me like if they should do it, I usually say no because I'm like, at the end of the day, you're really just getting like 30 to 40% discounted of the vehicle because the way that it works is if you make 300 grand that year and you're buying a $200,000 car, then you're just offsetting your income by 200,000. So now instead of making 300, you're making 100. And so like, but it's really just the value of whatever you pay in taxes. You know.
Yeah.
But if you finance it, you don't put the cash up front.
That's the thing. That's when
and then you pay with a credit card, like
yeah.
Correct.
And then you can give it to John Ferrari and get it rented out. And then you can make an income off of it.
Cash
Yeah,
cow.
so like the difference is
No, but that's real talk.
the difference
though.
is like if you don't do that, like let's say you make 200 this year and you just go and buy a $200,000 car, then it's like, okay, sure, like you don't have to pay any money in taxes, but you have nothing in the bank. You're like you have nothing in the bank unless you had anything saving, from savings previously. Now you can get that $200,000 car, write that, the whole value off, pay nothing in taxes, but still have the 175 in the bank because you only put 25 down, which is crazy.
Mind blowing.
Honestly, the credit card is value. What you just said, buying a car on a credit. I never even thought of that.
Yeah.
But like people are low key scared of credit card sometimes. It's like like this and that. Yeah. But if you learn, first of all, how to like use a credit card, how to leverage it, it's very helpful. It's not that scary.
Yeah. No. I mean, honestly, man, like you bring up such a good point because 99% of the people that follow me or that come to our page are like, but James, credit cards are so bad. I'm like, respectfully, incorrect. Yeah. The way that, our teachers and our parents taught us about credit cards are bad. They're just like,
most parents didn't teach you
avoid them. Yeah. Avoid them. They're bad. Use the debit card. I'm like, no, actually, here's my rebuttal to that, right? When you swipe a debit card and you give somebody a Benjamin, you don't get anything back for that, right? Like I tell people all the time, like next month I'm going back to Dubai. I'm flying first class and I'm staying in a 5-star hotel. And guess how much I'm paying? I'm paying $0 out of my own pocket. And all I did was instead of using that debit card, I used that credit card because then all the miles and the point conversion ratios and the welcome bonuses, spend 4,000, get 80,000 back, whatever. Like those things ultimately, pay off in the long run. And it's only bad if you don't know how to use it.
And I think one thing people don't realize is like you just said, when you use a debit card, you give the Benjamin away, right?
That's it.
When you use a credit card, you give somebody else's Benjamin away for 30 days.
Yeah. Right? That's what I'm saying.
So think about that. Like you literally, and you don't have to pay him anything if you pay him back in 30 days.
Exactly.
It's like crazy. And then he gives you 3% on top of that too.
It's crazy. Like for example, if you're talking about a credit card, right? Like the American Express Gold credit card, you get 4 times the points on all dining and groceries. So that means that if you spend like, let's just say you spend $20 at Acme or ShopRite or something like that, you're literally getting 80 points. So imagine, I don't know about you guys, I love to eat out. I never cook. So if I'm spending $400 or $500, dude, that's anywhere between, that's like 2,000 points right there. And you do that continuously, it's gonna build up,
If you spend $1,000 a month on like food and stuff,
4,000 points.
That's $40 you just save right there.
Exactly.
And it's an 80 worth of travel.
Yeah, exactly. He's got it, man.
Dubai for free.
Yeah, no, exactly.
What do you do in Dubai?
So I have business over there. I'm going over there for some networking. I also own some real estate over there. But I'll be honest with the whole audience, man. Like that's my happy place. Like the weather's dope over there right now. Everybody's so nice. It's so safe over there. And I feel like I go over there like 4 times a year just to kind of refresh and rejuvenate, and I come back like 35 times more like just fired up because for the audience that doesn't know about Dubai, it's real freaking luxury and bougie. Like the top 1% over there will make the top 1% here look like absolute shit. So it's just I'm going over there for multiple reasons, but it's one of our happy spots.
I've been to Dubai. I was in Dubai maybe 3-4 years ago.
Oh yeah?
Like it's a beautiful spot. It's very, very nice. Like everything is luxury.
Yeah.
It's pretty much like a fake city in the middle of the desert.
It essentially is though. It essentially is though. Yeah. No, so I love it.
So you own real estate there too?
Yeah.
How'd you get into that?
So I was over there. So this was not supposed to happen, by the way, but it's crazy. So I was over there back in March, and I connected with a few of my buddies over there that I knew from like the being in the mentorship and the credit space and whatnot. And they're like, you should look into this off-plan property. Now, off-plan over there, for those that don't know, means that it's still being built and it's not like physically ready yet. And Dubai is, like the real estate over there, it's 80% off-plan. So I looked at it and I was like, wow, like they have like really awesome payment plans and stuff like that. And how it works is, you look at the returns. So there's 3 main areas and it's downtown Dubai Marine and Palm Jumeirah, and it's tourist central. That's how they make all their money. Like nobody, by the way, it's zero tax over there. You don't pay any tax. So how do they make their money? Tourism. I started thinking, I was like, oh crap. I was like, what if, I purchase a unit of an apartment building right in downtown Dubai with a straight view of the tallest building of the world, the Burj Khalifa. Dude, and then, we were going over the numbers, and, when they presented the numbers to me, they presented the location. I was like, this is absolutely insane. I got some cash liquid.
If I could ask,
why not?
How much does an apartment in Dubai go for?
So from a rental perspective, or from
how much you paid?
So the off plan, it could be anywhere. I mean, it could be anywhere as low as like 200K,
really, all
the way.
That's not bad. 200K is not a lot.
All the way up to 15 million.
No, of course,
depending on that.
Like I'm saying, like the cheapest apartment in New York right now is $500,000.
Yeah.
And it's like a piece of junk.
Yeah. Dude, it's like the size of this table right here.
The size of this table, and it's like 100 years old.
And meanwhile, like over there, like ours was around like $500,000, and it's a 1-bedroom. Like it's not crazy spacious, but the thing is, you have to understand, in Dubai, everything is super modern. You go in there, you have these like golden toilets. You know what I mean? You have all the finishes are marble, and again, the location, downtown Dubai. You have the world's largest mall, the world's tallest building. For me, it's like I'm not going to be there all the time. Again, passive income. How is this going to make me money when I'm not there?
When you're there, do you see that one developer? I think his name's like Amar.
Yeah. So our building is made by so
everything.
Amar is the king of all real estate in Dubai, and
every building says Amar on it.
Yeah. There's no competition with Amar. It's like I can't even. So our building is actually built by Amar. I was like, nah, I need the best.
Yeah, I know my stuff.
Yeah, he knows his stuff. We got to go to Dubai soon, brother. I got to. We'll go for free together. I'll teach you how to leverage the credit cards. I'll teach you how to leverage the credit.
I get a platinum Amex and we're good, man.
Golden, we're good. Just hit up James. Yeah, I'll help you get the free points.
Funny.
But Dubai's dope though.
I went like 3-4 years ago. I actually got a free trip when I was in college.
Oh, no way.
We were like, it was pretty much like they wanted UC Berkeley. I went to UC Berkeley for my undergrad.
Okay, cool.
They wanted like UC Berkeley to like come to Dubai and like share American knowledge or whatever, like at the university, a lot of that type of stuff, right? Yeah. So they paid like for the trip. They gave us like $5,000 just to like show up. It was like free food, free hotel. We stayed at the Atlantis on the Palm.
You stayed at the Atlantis at the Palm?
On the Palm.
That's like a $2,000 a night hotel.
Yeah,
man.
It was like I think like it was like maybe $800. It's like we had like a smaller room, but like it was still just like And there's like aquariums inside and all this stuff.
Underwater dinner, all that stuff.
All that stuff.
It's
Dubai,
just next level.
Dubai is next level.
We all gotta go. Kyle, you gotta make it.
You gotta get Kyle in Dubai.
I got some points sitting around. Now, speaking of points, though, one topic of credit that I've always been fascinated with is manufactured spending.
Yes.
So for those who are listening that don't know about that with credit cards, can you maybe explain a little bit more of that, and then maybe give an example of what?
I didn't even know there was a word for that, but that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, credit MSing is what we call it in the game. So manufactured spending essentially is when when it comes to credit card points, there's always like a big welcome bonus. So for let's just use the American Express Gold card for today's example. They might be like, hey, when you open the card, if you spend $4,000 in the first 6 months, we will give you 100,000 Amex membership rewards points, right? So that's how the point system works, and of course on all your spendings. Now the problem is most people, they're like, how can I spend $4,000? Like, or how can I spend even $2,000-$3,000? I can't afford that. So this is where credit manufacturer spending comes in, where essentially you're swiping your credit card. Either back in the day, there was methodologies where you could, go to the grocery store and purchase Visa vanilla gift cards. By using your credit card, right? And what you would do is you would take those Visa vanilla gift cards and then you would liquidate them into like either a cashier's check or liquidate them into cash, and then you would use that cash to pay off the credit card. So essentially, you didn't really spend anything of your own money. You lost a couple dollars in the processing fees.
It's like $5-6, right?
In the processing fees, right? Now, here's the thing, and again, I'm known for my transparency and rawness because I would never want to steer anybody in the wrong direction. It worked well back in the day. Like I'm talking when we were teenagers, all three of us.
Oh, interesting. I didn't even know that.
Now, eventually, places like Walmart, even like grocery stores, Western Union, they caught on and they're really tight on that. At least I know in New Jersey, I know very few people that are actually still successful with this in New Jersey.
Yeah.
There's ways around it. What people do now is they'll create like an LLC and they'll open up a Stripe account and they'll pay themselves. But they're even flagging that now because they're like, wait a minute. James Jiang this is James Jiang's business, but he just swiped his credit card. Now Stripe is like, wait, but that's your company. That's the name on your credit card. Nah, something's fishy. Deny, or they'll literally just freeze all your funds.
Yeah.
So honestly.
And the reason to do this, you just want to get the points, right?
Yeah, you want to get the points, or a lot of times, like if it's a cashback credit card, you spend an X amount. I've seen people liquidate like 3,000-4,000 between like 10 different credit cards. It's like free money essentially. Yeah. And yes, it's 100% legal, just so the audience knows. It's not illegal. But it's just the ease and convenience of doing it is not the same anymore. Yeah. People catch on fast to these things. So.
It's kind of funny because, like, especially what business you're in, the credit points are important. For example, like, Kyra's an agency, I run a 3PL. I buy shipping labels, he buys like Facebook ads.
Yeah.
So the amount of money, it's just like, it's like fake because it's kind of just, it has to be bought. It's just pass through. And then we get the money paid back to us because like he makes the sale or I pretty much bill for that shipping label. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yep.
So it's like kind of crazy. And then you just start racking up these points. And like, you're not really spending the money.
Nope.
And like, but you're getting all these points.
You're
it's
just
kind of
like
weird.
Floating it.
You're floating it.
Yeah. So I mean, like I said, I've with MSing, you're gonna have a lot of internet gurus and these YouTubers telling you, yes, you join my course and you can get 100,000 points by using these methods. And next thing you know, all your credit card account gets shut down. Yeah. You end up getting letters in the mail for lawsuits. So just be careful what you're doing with that type
100,000 points. It's only $1,000 though, right?
Well, it depends on every bank has a different cash to point value. My biggest piece of advice is, depending on which credit card you have, always focus on transferring your points to miles. Because your points are always going to be worth more. Like, for example, if I get 100,000 American Express points and I transfer it over to my Emirates account to book a Dubai flight, that's 100,000 miles. Now, a business class flight is I think about 150,000 miles one way from JFK to Dubai.
Really?
So think about it. A business class flight, just for context, right? A business class flight one way is anywhere, if you get the highest package, the Flex Plus package, it's anywhere between 8 to 10 grand for one way. Yeah. So why would you want to liquidate 100,000 points for, let's just say, $1,000 or $800 when I could literally just liquidate it and get a whole free flight?
Yeah. Like $8,000 worth of value.
Oh, so pretty much 2 ways back and forth from Dubai. If you do with
20 grand.
points, it's like 200,000 points or like 200,000 points.
Just about no. So one way, let's just say from my JFK to Dubai, is about 150,000, depending on the time of the year.
Yeah.
So 2 ways would be about 3 to 320, again, depending on the time of the year.
So pretty much like $3 grand if you made it into cashback. Because it's not cashback and you did like points, that's crazy. Because that flight's like 10 grand.
Yeah, one way. One way.
And you wouldn't even get American Express cash value sucks. Like,
sucks.
100 grand, you might get you like, what, $800?
Yeah. No, because I've been on that Emirates flight from San Francisco to Dubai.
Oh, that's long.
Very long. And like I walked upstairs to the second floor because like all that stuff is the second floor.
Yep.
And it's nice up there.
There's a whole lounge back there and stuff. Yeah. So, and it's great, because I'll be honest, I'm like, I don't care how much money I make. Like, I just can't fathom spending 20 grand on a flight. I can't justify that. Like that, dude, that's like a half a year of rent right there.
Literally.
Miles all the way. My biggest piece of advice, instead of looking for the cashback, transfer it to miles, or you can get free flights, free hotel stays. It's just the value is just astronomical.
For sure.
Yeah.
I think walk us through some other business. You credit repair. Obviously, you have the cars with John Ferrari. You got a lot of crap going on. It seems like
we got a lot of stuff.
Going on.
Yeah.
You said you do like not Shopify, like
Facebook shops,
e-commerce automation, Facebook shops.
Yeah, e-commerce automation. Yeah, so e-commerce. So you guys are like the e-commerce kings over here. So you guys are all familiar with like drop shipping and things of that nature. So with Facebook automation, what we do for our company is essentially we help individuals make passive income. So again, like we talked about, my third point, right? First, of course, you want to invest into yourself, into your knowledge, and then, you want to invest into assets. So What we do is we leverage the Facebook platform by using either Facebook Marketplace, which I'm sure we've all sold something on there before, or we leverage Facebook Shops, which is created via the Commerce Manager. And we have a whole back end team that helps our investors, our clients, run their store completely hands free. And then they make money, a passive income, basically without having to lift a finger. So that's what the Facebook automation.
So you do all the research for them, all the
product research, product listings. We have all the tools. We answer the customer inquiries. We negotiate with the customers. We price match. We do literally everything. And the investors make money pretty much with their hands behind their backs, not doing anything. So, yeah.
If you don't mind me asking,
Sure.
what's an estimated like conservative return? Not necessarily in like your service. I'm just saying like average monthly profit within like a year, for example.
So again, that question. Well, what are we basing the returns off of? I guess we can say
let's say servicing fees aside, just
Yes.
in terms of like what a realistic estimated conservative profit would be on a monthly basis within like a year.
Sure. Yeah. So great question. So in the very beginning, Facebook has an algorithm. In the very beginning, stores are generally slow because they will flag you for being a scammer like that if you sell too much. So realistic numbers in like the first 1 to 4 months, we've seen clients net anywhere between on the high end 800 to 1100. Again, obviously that's the high end. And if we're going to be honest and talk about the low end, we see some clients around like 100 to 300 bucks net profit as the store is ramping up. Right around like the 5 to 8 month mark, you could probably see those numbers increase by like another 5 to 10%. And then after like the first year and the store starts maturing, the store starts aging a little bit, that's when, we've had clients make, 2,800, 3,200 a month in net profit during hot seasons like holiday seasons and New
And
Year's
they don't have to lift a finger.
And they don't have to lift a finger. Well, actually, the only thing they have to do is pay off their credit card for the inventory that gets charged on there. So let me not, because I know I'm gonna have somebody comment.
That's another good way to rack up points.
One of our one of our clients, one of our investors that's been with us for 2 years now. In November, right around Thanksgiving time, she had like a record-breaking month. It was like $8,000 in sales, and I think she profited probably around like 32. I think it was like 3250 or something like that. And just on the amount of inventory, the cost of goods, dude, she racked up probably like 65,000 Amex points. She's like, "Oh my God, James, I'm going to Aruba with my husband." I'm like, "Enjoy, it's a pleasure, So that's another way."
It's so cool because like so many people, they look on TikTok and Instagram now and they're like, "I want to make $100K a month in like 2 months," and it's like
not possible.
And it's like,
well, it is, but
it's like if you talk to someone like 10 years ago, 20 years ago, like if you told someone you were going to get even like a 5% return in something or a 10% return, not like $100,000 a month in profit. It's like, if I pay you $10,000 and you can make me $1,000 a month in the next 12 months, that was like some insane investment that everyone was trying to get on top of. Now it's like, if I'm paying you $10,000, $20,000, you have to make me $20,000 a month in 3 months. And it's something like that to us, now that I say we've been in it for a while. We've only really been doing this for like half a decade, 5, 6 years, maybe 7 years.
Guys.
But it's enough to know that like, when you chase after like the short term, a lot of money, you a lot of times you're going to be failing, landing on your ass. If you just build something out long term and you're patient with it, that's what really matures and can stay consistent, and you can scale that.
No, I mean, honestly, Kyle, you couldn't have said it any better. And I think it's just like, it's called instant gratification, man. Like red shiny object syndrome. Like we have sometimes like investors come on and like, like they'll be like, "James, it's month 3. Why have I not seen a 5-figure month in net profit?" I'm like, a 5-figure month in net profit. That means that you would have had to make like, listen, let's just say lowballing it. Like Facebook margins are pretty high, but if you're talking about like 10K a month at, let's just say a 20% profit margin. Okay. Like
you're doing like 50, 60K.
That's what I'm saying. Like a little more than that. So like, how is that? Like Facebook will shut you down in a heartbeat. Even Amazon will shut you down.
So you're not already in the ads, right? Like it's just all organic.
It's organic.
That's kind of crazy.
Keyword, like keywords, SEO, obviously, just general copywriting, like catchy titles, in-depth descriptions.
Is this against TOS of Facebook?
No.
It's not.
No.
Interesting.
No.
So you're pretty much just like going on like different suppliers like AliExpress, Alibaba, stuff like that.
We actually don't use that because they're from China. They take too long for shipping, and Facebook will cancel the order. So we only use US suppliers.
So you find like a US supplier.
Yep.
And then you'll find like pretty much the arbitrage between what they're selling it for, like what you could sell it for.
Yes.
And then you make like the middle money in a sense.
Yeah.
There's no ad costs. There's
no ad
maybe
costs.
a little bit of transaction fees.
That's kind of interesting. There's no
Facebook
ad
shipping
costs.
fee or whatever it is. So
And there's no cost of goods either. Like there's no inventory you're holding.
no, you're not holding it. And you know what it is? I think that's what's most attractive to a lot of our investors, because like with like wholesaling and things like FBA, which again, I'm not experts in those fields, but I have colleagues that do that, and it's like, oh well, you know, I have to buy 1,000 of these phone cases, and I have to store them in my basement, and I'm gonna hope that they sell. Like our investors understand, hey, if you get an order, you don't even have to. The customer actually pays you first, and then our back end team goes and finds the item for cheaper. And if they can't find it, guess what? You didn't spend any money. We tell the customer, hey, we're gonna refund the order. Everybody's happy. Everybody's happy. So there's really no. Like I got into this business because it's hard to lose. Like there's always risk involved. There's no guarantees on how much you're gonna make, but there's
low risk.
It's low risk. And for the average investor, you know, you're not somebody that makes 40, 50K a year. Like listen, there's no reason for you to be risking, you know, that much.
Like honestly, an extra $500 a month is $500 a month. Like,
car insurance is covered, man.
Yeah,
my car payment, my car insurance is covered.
Exactly.
You know, can someone have more than one Facebook shop?
Yes. So when it comes to Facebook shops, per one commerce account, you can actually now 2023 they might be making some changes, but you can actually have 5 shops. Marketplace is obviously only one. It depends on your account, but you know you can. I have investors leveraging their mom, their aunt, their uncles.
So on Marketplace, like if you start listing like 100 products, you get like flagged or something like that?
No. So, well, yes and no. Yes, like if your store has been open for a week and somehow you're answering like 40 inquiries, you have 100 orders and you're fulfilling, ding, 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 you're just fulfilling them all, they're going to restrict your marketplace. I've seen it for myself. But like I said earlier, once your store is a little bit more established in age, you get to that 150, 180 day mark and above, unless you're, you know, selling inappropriate stuff like sexual stuff or gun, you know, something that's going to trigger their algorithm, you're good.
That's great. Like Facebook Marketplace, you can make a lot of money. Like literally, if I was doing what I was doing, like you could like, so actually we used to have another warehouse, and one of like the tenants in the same warehouse with us, they used to flip couches. These guys would make like 15, 20K net a month. They'd go on Facebook, they'd find a couch like, oh, for free. Like, oh, it's on the curb. They'd go there, look a little dirty. They'd wash it like in the warehouse. They'd clean it, whatever. They sell it for $400.
Insane.
It's like you just made $400 profit like that. And if you put up a couch, funny enough, actually, I'm going to teach someone else on this. You can drop ship couches on Facebook Marketplace. So you can go on Craigslist, take the listing, take the picture off of Craigslist, post it onto Facebook, sell it before you even have to pick it up. You can do some crazy stuff. Like literally, and like you can make money fast on Facebook. There's a lot of demand on Facebook Marketplace.
There's a lot of demand. I mean, just the amount of people that are on the platform on a daily basis. Everybody uses Facebook. Everything is tied to Facebook in a sense. Instagram, you know, things of that. WhatsApp, you know. So like, just the amount of volume that people ask, well, how do you get all this traffic without running ads? Do you know how many people are on Facebook a day? It's a numbers game at the end of the day, just like any business. More foot traffic, more conversations, more purchases. That's what it is.
That's awesome.
You know, so it's definitely a cool business.
Jeez, so that's the third business you're in. 3?
Second. You guys are gassing me up. No, that's the second. Yeah.
Kind of little real estate.
Little real estate, got the cars.
Only one property, so there's, you know, not there yet. Not where I want to be, but you know.
Where do you want to be? That's actually, you got me a good question right there. Where do you want to be?
Holy shit, you guys put me on the spot with that one, huh? Well, I mean, you know what, man? I can't answer that for you. You know why I can't answer that for you? It's because I've learned in life that no matter what, man, you're always going to want more.
For sure.
I can't answer that. Like if you asked me last year, where do you want to be? I'm like, okay, well, I want to make this much, you know, I want to make this much revenue every year. I want my companies to do X, Y, Z, and I want to drive this car. And then you get there and you're like, wow, I'm poor. Next? I'm poor. What's next? How can I scale?
You go to Dubai, someone has like
I land and, you know, there's 3 Cullinans and you know, a 458 Spider and like 4 Huracans, and they're all dripped out in Versace. I'm like, I'm poor. You know, so it's like, nah, but I just honestly, to give you guys an answer, I just want to live a free life, man, and have money never be an issue, have time on my side, my mother, my sister taken care of. I know it sounds cliche, but that's really what I want in my life. 100%. You know, but yeah.
That's good, man. No, this is good. Like, what other hobbies, stuff do you do other than business? Do you have anything you like to do, or like you just work all the fucking time?
I like to eat and I like to work. Guys, I'm a boring person. I don't do anything. I really don't. I don't leave my house. I don't. I work, because you know what it is? Like, I truly believe that, like, I don't know if you guys mess with Andrew Tate. I love Top G. I love Andrew Tate, but he said a quote. He's like, when I was broke, I couldn't sleep at night. And I'm like, that like, if I'm not where I want to be, I'm just working. Yeah. Like last night, it was 11:30. I was taking a consultation call, close the deal. I'm like, most people are like, oh yeah, it's 10 o'clock. It's my cutoff. I'm going to bed. Like, no, dude,
close the deal.
You're not where you want to be. You got to be working. So, 100%. I mean, I'm a foodie. I like cars and I like to go to Dubai. I guess those are my hobbies for now.
He just got arrested. You saw that?
What was that?
Andrew Tate just got arrested.
Yeah, what do you guys think about that? I think it was a setup.
Well,
I think it was a setup.
He said there was 3 parts of the plan. It was like first they were gonna like cancel him, then they were gonna arrest him, then they were gonna kill him. They said it's the 3 steps. He's on step 2. He's only got one more life.
Oh God.
And then the brother too got arrested as well.
Yeah, Tristan. Yeah, guys. I mean, honestly, I don't know what you guys think. I think it was a setup. This guy clearly knows what he was doing, and I feel like he set.
Do you know how he got arrested?
No. I mean, they said it was
for human trafficking, like allegations.
Human trafficking allegations.
And they got like think of like a Dan Bilzerian. You got girls all around the place all the time. It's the same thing with them. So like,
you're rich.
At any point, someone can just call and say, "Hey, here's what's going on," and they can arrest them while they're investigating. But they've done it like multiple times before.
Well,
so.
The way they made a lot of their money was with like the chats,
webcams,
right? With the webcam
models.
Like that's where they made all their money.
A lot.
So
of
it's like.
Yeah.
If you're in that business, I guess you run the risk. I'm sure they probably
$2 million plus a month off the real world.
The real world, yeah. But they're making money everywhere.
And guys, that's off the real world. Let's not even talk about Hustlers University. My barber is actually a part of Hustlers University.
What's real world then?
I think it's like a rebranded version of that.
Because I know Hustlers University just has people like subscribed up the butt over there.
I think it's like Hustlers University 2.0.
Really? So your barber's at that? Who's your barber?
My his name is Tyrone. Shout out Tyrone if you're watching this. I've known him since high school, but he's in. So Hustlers University, you guys know what it's about, right? Yeah. So like from what he was saying, like
there's nothing inside of that thing though.
Dude, he's so smart. It's crazy. From a business perspective, he just hires, copywriters, people that run Facebook ads, like you guys, e-commerce, this and that, credit. There's credit guys in there, and they're professors. And he just outsources and he just sits there. Dude, he on one of his podcasts, I was listening to it the other day, he brings in like 14 million a month.
Just on the subscription.
And what's the subscription? $49 a month or something like that? $50 a month, $50 a month. So like just off of that, he's doing 13 million a month. I'm like, dude, that's insane. And then now the real world, I guess it's like Kyle said, it's a 2.0 version. I heard they're adding some stuff. I don't know.
Dude, these guys with the subscriptions, they make money like even like
reoccurring.
Like Iman Ghazi, for example.
Yeah,
like he's smart with it because like
so smart.
He has like the agency on how to create an agency. And then within that agency, he's like, yo, you have to use this software. It's the best software to run an agency. And then he owns this goddamn software too. Yeah. So it's like these guys just like subscription.
Yeah.
And like the reoccurring stuff is good, right? Like I'm sure you have a lot of reoccurring like business that you do. Like a lot of your businesses are reoccurring. Yeah. Same with Kyle, same with me. It's like every single month, like, all right, like this pays this every single month over and over.
Yep.
And obviously there's churn. Churn's normal. Like people will fall off, but then you have acquisition. And as long as the acquisition is better than the churn, you're in a good place. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like, yeah, wow.
No, these guys are geniuses. But I mean, honestly, going back to the point, I think this was all set up because he was canceled from Instagram. He's back on Twitter now, but I think this was just another way to get more attention on him. He's a smart guy. He knows.
I think he did it on purpose.
I think so because, like, dude, you see him get arrested. He's
you figure that's kind of true. Think about it before he was the top search,
top
XYZ, and then you look like 2 months later, he's no longer the top search. Maybe it's Joe Biden, Donald Trump, war in Ukraine, whatever.
I gotta be back.
He's like, I gotta be relevant again. So what's the best way to do that? Pick a fight with Greta, and then
pick a fight with Greta,
and then get some tweets going, and they get arrested.
Yo, Instagram and TikTok is full of him though. Like even now, it's still full of him.
Crazy.
But he's so Tyrone actually told me this. He's like, if you're in Hustlers University, you can get affiliate pay by fucking reposting his stuff and posting his reels and stuff. So you imagine, okay, if he at $50 a month, 13 million a month, you can count how many subscribers that is. Even imagine if just 20% of those people were just reposting his content. Yeah. Dude, this guy will never be irrelevant. Literally. So I think it was a setup, honestly. Because he got out the next day. He got out, right?
He got out?
He got out yesterday.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
So it was, I was like, bro, when I saw that, I was like, this is such a setup. This is so crazy. Obvious, and I could be wrong, but I think it was obvious.
So what does your barber get out of this? He's in it. It's like, is he still paid for why?
No.
Does he make more than $50 a month with it? That's the real question.
That's a fair question.
So here's the thing. I don't know. I can't say because I genuinely have not asked him. I know that right now he's starting his own copywriting brand and copywriting business.
You're a barber.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
He doesn't want to be a barber forever.
Yeah.
So what do you think he's doing that? I'm curious.
So,
also for people who don't know what copywriting is, people don't know what copywriting is.
Yeah.
Explain to them.
So, all right, guys. So copywriting is the simplest way to explain it, persuasive writing. So anytime you guys might see a Facebook ad that with one of those like really long written captions, you guys might land on a website and it's just like a guy like me talking and just what he's saying sounds super persuasive.
But he didn't even write it.
And good. And he didn't even write it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's persuasive writing and persuasive talking essentially. So he wanted to get into that because of the fact that, well, listen, let's be real. Marketing and sales are the two most important things in any sort of business. If you have one or you have to have both. So he knew that, like I said earlier, this was a skill that was in demand and he knew that he can monetize it. So he's like, I don't want to be a barber forever. I want to get into copywriting. So he just started with that. Again, I don't know if he's making 50. I'm assuming he is. I have no idea. But I know that he's grinding. He's hustling.
You can use Chat GPT too for that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You need to have copy for everything. Even the Facebook marketplace listings. If your description of the item sucks, no one's gonna buy it. So copywriting is used in almost every aspect of it.
It's kind of crazy because like the most basic thing, writing, you can make a lot of money just writing.
Just writing. Yeah.
And you can outsource all of it too. Like there's people in all these countries that they can write so well. VAs. You can use ChatGPT, like the AI software now. If you don't know what that is, look it up.
Yep.
Like look up a video like 10 businesses to start with ChatGPT.
Yeah.
You can make a crap ton of money just by like using this thing. You click a button and it just writes for you.
Yeah.
It's good too.
Automated.
It writes better than most people.
Yeah.
Most people went to college, it writes better than you. Know what I mean?
Exactly.
So it's crazy.
Exactly. Yeah. So yeah, man.
Andrew Tate, damn. 13 million a month, you said?
Yeah. That's what he claimed on one of his podcasts. Obviously.
I think the last time he said something about having, I think 150,000 people in, but this was like 6 months ago. So he's grown since.
Yeah.
150,000 times 50. You know,
I don't know what that is, but
what's the math on? Let me pull out my calculator.
Is that like 6.5?
Let me get the exact number. You said 150,000 subscribers.
It's like 150 times 50. It's like, is that 6.5 or is it?
That's 7.5.
7.5.
7.5. Yeah. So essentially,
that was 6 months ago.
So essentially, he's doubled that. Almost, or he's almost doubled that. You know. So
Jeez.
I believe it though, because a lot of them were probably just referrals. Yeah. His army just believes what he says so much. Hey,
he's so smart because that $50 price point, people don't feel it.
Yeah. No, it's $50.
It's like you don't even remember you subscribed to this.
Dude, it's a gym membership.
It's a gym membership.
And to cancel, you're gonna have to go through hoops to cancel. So who wants to call their credit card and cancel?
To jail. They have the whole psychological
they have a whole thing.
Tactics.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, they do the whole.
So if you miss a payment, you go to like the jail or something, and it's like so that's where all like the peasants are. And something like that. Yeah. I've never been inside, but that's what I've heard from like all the YouTube videos.
Kyle is low key a member of Hustlers University.
And he didn't pay,
dude. Yeah. He's like, I got sent to jail last week. I paid this week though. I'm good.
Yeah, but apparently they have all these psychological tactics to keep you in, and they have like the war room, which is like 5,000 or something.
Yeah.
And
upsells.
So even like think about it, even if they have like 1% of that 150,000 was at 1,500.
Yeah.
Times 5,000.
Damn. Oh my god. That's great. I wonder who's processing the payments on that crap.
He opened up his new bank.
He has no bank.
Yeah.
I feel okay. Let me stop. I feel like the audience is gonna be like, "Yo, you're gay for this guy." But no. I mean, he's top G. No, but like, listen, okay. So I listen to his podcast when I'm on long drives because I'm like, music doesn't do anything for me anymore. It doesn't teach me anything. Doesn't motivate me.
Podcasts are good.
It's all about screwing women and doing drugs. I don't need
check out Spotify in the links below.
Yeah. New Money Talks podcast. This is the best podcast in the world, by the way. We're gonna take Andrew Tate down someday. Before he gets canceled again. But what were we saying? What were we talking about with his I just lost my train of thought with the
payment processing.
with the payment processing. So Stripe shut his ass down.
Really?
Because when he got canceled, like no one wanted
to be affiliated with him.
Wow.
So on one of his podcasts, this guy was like, "So what'd you do, Andrew? How do you make money?" He's like, "Oh yeah, I bought a bank." And he can because he's worth like $1 billion.
So he processes his own money.
So there's like no holds. Like he probably handle chargebacks and stuff like that. So dude, he's winning, bro. He's
just winning.
Yeah, like that's bulletproof. Like it's your bank. Like
you can get pretty deep into people. Don't know. Funny enough, I was talking to somebody yesterday, and like they run an e-commerce brand. He was like, I was like, "Hey, how many chargebacks do you have?" Because there's like 3 of these on my shop. I'm like, "What's a chargeback again?"
Don't get me started on chargebacks.
I was like, "Don't even get me started on chargebacks."
Oh, you guys deal with that too all the time, or is that?
Well, like e-commerce brands, obviously they do. Like if some stuff comes late or like they get the wrong thing, like just disgruntled customers are just like call a credit card company and charge
I didn't
back.
authorize this
Yeah,
charge.
yeah, obviously you did, man. It's like, you bought this, but
Chargebacks are the
what it
worst,
is.
man. They're the worst.
Shout out Mark Wagner, Disputifier. If you don't know what Disputifier is, you check it out. I can connect you.
Mark, we need to get in touch.
He built like this like whole thing that like automates like responding to chargebacks, and like he has like a much higher percentage of winning chargebacks too than like most people. So
Interesting.
Yeah. Is that just for like e-commerce businesses?
it might be just for Shopify stores.
Yeah.
But I'm sure
he
can expand that into
that.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's just like a system. It's like what are the things you have to say? What are the documents you have to provide?
Proof.
In what period of time do you have to do it? It's just like once you get that formula down, you can do it for any business.
Yeah.
Andrew Tate, damn, he must have so many. He must have had so many chargebacks too, though.
Yeah,
probably.
Chargebacks, declined credit cards, insufficient funds, the whole nine.
Yeah,
But he bought it big.
At the end of the day, though, it's just ratios. So if he had less than like 1 or 2%,
The volume that he's doing, it's like, come on, okay, like, dude, if you're getting, like, what did you say, Kyle, 150 6 months ago? So he's doing probably 300 subscribers a month now.
Yeah.
If like 50,000 charged back, he's like,
care.
great.
Great.
Doesn't even put a dent in my freaking
There's no cost
Bugatti.
of goods sold either.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, other than the
product.
professors.
But I'm sure he's already paid them already.
And maybe like there's maybe like what, like 8 people, he pays 10 grand a month or something.
Yeah,
that's.
So are they live in there? The
I have no
professors?
idea.
You've never been.
I
think
don't
so.
know. I'll have to ask Tyrone.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
I think they probably just do like weekly or bi-weekly like Zoom calls. Maybe have like a course for each
a
one.
group. It's like a group, and they just hop on there. They talk once probably and record it. There's no way they do one-on-one in there unless you want to pay premium. But like,
No, they just do like weekly or bi-weekly coaching calls in each like channel or something like that.
So you give it a lot of sauce on this one.
Yeah.
If you do have a specific sauce, like Prego sauce in your mind that you want to share right now,
Prego.
share. Like,
Prego sauce.
we asked everybody that. We're like, hey, like, if there's like one thing that you can share with somebody that like could low key just change somebody's life in like 2 minutes by watching this, love to have it.
There's no bias to this. It's the truth. Fix your goddamn credit, because credit changed my life. And this is something I talk about on my social media all the time. When I used to be a fitness coach, by the way, guys, before I got into all this finance stuff. I was an online fitness. I was struggling in-person personal trainer at LA Fitness. I decided to quit, stole a bunch of their clients. Maybe we should cut this part out. Stole a bunch of their clients and then ended up training them privately, and then got too much because I had to drive to the gyms, couldn't scale my time, so I went online. Dude, I was struggling, making like $2-3 grand a month. I was charging like $300 for a 90-day program. And I was like, I need help. I don't know what to do. I came across my first business mentor by the name of Vince Del Monte, and his program was 15 grand.
Jeez.
I was like, I don't have that. I'm not going to ask my mom. I'm a grown-ass man. I had $500 to my name. I put a $500 deposit down, and I had to finance the other $14,500. Well, luckily, I had good credit since I was 17, 18 years old. Shout out to my mom. So what I did was I opened up like 4 credit cards that day. I got like probably close to like $20,000 in limits between all 4 of them. And I just, 4,000 on this one, 3,000 on this one, 8,000 on this one.
Damn.
I paid Vince, and in my first month, this was, I'll never forget this date. It was November of 2019. I made $27,000, pretty much net, because there was no overhead. In 1 month, it was all organic, just from what he taught me. So again, it ties into everything that I've been telling you guys in the beginning. Fix your credit. What do you invest in? Invest into yourself. Invest into your knowledge. Increase your knowledge. Because without credit, with that $500, I would definitely not be sitting here talking to you guys right now. I'd probably still be making $2 grand a month, broke, chasing clients.
100%.
Credit changed my life. And also, not for that, nothing, but credit allows me right now, even though I'm nowhere near where I want to be, live a goddamn good life. Because who's traveling to Dubai premium for free? I would not pay 20 grand for that. I'm sorry. Yeah. But credit allows me to do that for free.
Definitely.
So fix your freaking credit, because in this country, without credit, you don't have anything.
Yeah. And with credit, you have a lot.
With credit, you could. There's nothing that you really can't do if you have good credit. There's nothing that you can't do, in my opinion, at least. Yeah. So fix your credit.
It's kind of crazy because like we just talked about 2 things. We talked about payment processing and we talked about credit.
Yes.
So one of my biggest e-commerce brands, I scaled it up to like 1.5 million in a month.
Congrats, dude.
And the month before that, I had a payment processor hold that put us super tight, me and my business partner. And so we got fucked over by the bank merchant processing, which is one thing we just talked about.
Yep.
Now the second thing, credit. So I had a friend who I knew was just an absolute beast with credit. And I was like, dude, I hate to ask you this, but I hate to ask you this, but I also have an insane opportunity for you. Like, would you be willing to partner with us on this brand to help with the cash flow issues that this hold caused? And so we maybe did 150K, had like 80 or 90K locked up. And that was like really tough. And then basically we were like, you want to partner with us and just put your credit line on it? And we get a new merchant processor. We did that. And then the next month we did 1.5 million in sales because we had the credit and because the new merchant, it held up. We called them every day. We were making sure they weren't holding anything. And it's crazy because if my business partner and my friend that I reached out to, if he didn't have that credit, like we were fucked. And we would have never done it. I personally netted 200 that month. My partner netted 200, and then our third partner that we brought in through the credit netted 200. And we couldn't do it without him, but at the end of the day, all he really did was give us his credit card.
Yeah,
that's what we ran in a month.
Congrats, first of all. First of all, congrats. Like that's amazing. 1.5 million in a month. That's amazing. But I mean, that's literally a live prime example. Like if he didn't come in, because that's a lot of money to be on hold. Right. And then sometimes I've seen some people that can't even pay their rent because these merchants, I've had my fair share of merchant issues. I'll be the first one to raise my hand on that one. But because he came in and said, hey, here's a helping hand, use my credit card, boom, 200K a piece net.
Yeah.
You know? And I even think that like, it's key for survival. I have a lot of clients that come to me where it's like, I'm paycheck to paycheck. My Chase bank account is at $6.25.
Jeez.
How do I pay my electric bill this month? How do I buy baby food for my 3-month-old baby? Oh no, I don't want to invest into fixing my credit. There's too much money. No, you're leaving so much money on the table by not fixing your credit. Sometimes it's just about survival, guys. It's not even about all this fancy Dubai stuff and e-commerce. It's about survival.
Damn.
You know, so it's everything, man.
Dude, how many people with like $6 finding you?
Referrals
on Instagram?
Referrals, Instagram. I don't run ads yet.
And then what? You're just helping them? Like you're like, hey, I'll teach you how to fix your credit.
We just do it for them.
Damn.
We just do it for them. So
jeez.
It's a hands-free service.
Check that on something right there.
Oh,
Sorry.
that's fine. That's all we got.
Oh, is that the stories?
That's how we got multiple.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I saw that. I didn't want to say
anything. Oh, shit.
Yeah.
How long have we been going? Over an hour?
40, 52?
Oh, no, this one's good. I'm learning shit left and right.
Ask me anything you guys want, man.
About
the e-commerce?
About credit.
Oh.
Okay, so when I was just getting into this, like at like 18,
yeah,
I probably had like maybe like a 650 credit score. Everyone probably falls around there in the earlier stages, like 600, 650.
Yeah.
And I remember like I applied for a couple of credit cards. I applied for like the auto loan was a big one for me because when I did that, it reached out to like 10 different auto companies.
Always.
And so I got immediately like 10 hard inquiries.
That destroys you.
Dropped it from like 650 to like 550 or something crazy like that. And keep in mind, I was like trying to get my first American Express card, my first business credit card. Like I was running up like 1,000 in spend a day with like, my businesses, and on debit cards for like 8 months. So think about that, you know, like probably, and that doesn't include cost of goods, right? So figure I was maybe like around 1,500 to 2,000. Let's say 2,000 a day for easy math.
Yeah.
Time, you know, a day that's 60,000 a month in spend times 6 months. That's like 400,000.
400,000
on a debit card, right? So I was like, I reached out to a buddy of mine who was good with credit, and he, you know, sent a couple of letters, like well written, blah blah blah. Got like half the inquiries off in one day. It was I have a screenshot of it. In one day, it went from like maybe like a 600 to like a 740, and I was like, that's insane.
He's not wrong.
And now he has a stack of credit cards as big as fuck.
Do you? Dude, that's what's up. Give me some, bro. That's what's up, bro.
I got one for shipping, one for ad spend, one for
this is the guy right here.
Fiverr.
I'm not the credit guy. You're the credit guy. What are you guys talking about? This guy.
It's funny because like, you know, I think I have maybe 15 or 20 different credit cards, but I have like a stack of like 50 because there's so many employee cards. Because with Facebook,
you're so
like,
smart.
You might lose an ad account and you get a different one with like a
different
number card, whatever. But yeah, it's funny because when I was so I went to Europe this past summer.
Nice.
And nowhere took American Express.
Really? In Europe?
Yeah, like rarely. Like unless you're at a fancy restaurant, a ton of places would not take American Express.
Interesting.
So I was like, all right, I don't think fucking came with American Express. Like maybe I had like a couple of Capital One cards or like which are Visa, but like, or I had some personal, like maybe I had a debit card or something with me. But I went on this like rampage where I was just kind of pissed, and I just got like, because I had a lot of business cards that weren't American Express, but I didn't bring it with me, and I was like, well, what about my personal cards? So I had the personal American Expresses, but I didn't have a lot of like personal visas or other things for when I'm like traveling to get good benefits. And I just went on like an application spree where I just probably applied for like 8 or 9 different cards.
That's not good, right?
I got all of them, and like my credit just took I probably had like a 50 or a 60 point drop, but I'm still at like a 740 right now, I think. So I was at like a 790.
Is that bad to do?
Apply for multiple credit cards at once?
Yeah.
Yes and no. We have ways where when we get our clients funding, where like we'll get them 6 or 7 trade lines, 6 or 7 credit cards.
Dude, I love how you call this shit funding too.
Yeah,
it's crazy to me.
And they'll get only one hard inquiry.
Oh wow.
There's very specific ways to do it. It's just a lot of data points, man. It's like a whole like, you know, algebra equations. It's just so much shit that. But yeah, there's. It's not necessarily bad though, Kyle. I mean, you do what you had to do. In the future, bring a Chase card with you in the future.
After that, I was like, I never have to get another credit card. Like, I don't need another credit card.
In the future, that will increase his credit a lot, though, because he'll have a bigger credit limit now, right?
Absolutely.
But in the short term, it shortened the length of my credit from like maybe 4 years to like 2 years or something, because you get so many. So if I had 8 credit cards before that, and I got another 8. If my duration was 2 years before, then it immediately gets cut in half.
It's gonna average it. Yeah, it's gonna average it.
But I did that, and I was like, just kind of out of like a fit, because I was like, how do I not have like the personal credit cards that I need to be able to just get whatever?
Is it better off to increase your current credit card's limit than to go get another credit card? You see what I'm saying? Yeah, right. Like, is that better for you?
So
you don't risk a new inquiry.
Maybe.
Well, so let me give you guys 2 scenarios. If you're somebody that has if you're somebody that has like 1 or 2 credit cards, maybe 3, or if you have 0, you have like no credit history. Okay, well, I guess the 0 credit cards wouldn't make sense. If you had like 1 or 3 credit cards, you should want to get more credit cards.
More.
Here's why. 10% of your credit score is made up of new accounts, which is essentially like hard inquiries and stuff. So although hard inquiries drop your credit score initially a little bit when you apply for these cards, okay, it typically after like 30 to 60 days, it goes right back up. But then now that you have all of these new accounts reporting, when the credit bureaus pull your report to see how many trade lines you have, they're gonna be like, oh crap, this guy's got like 6 or 7 credit cards as opposed to 2.
Yeah. Okay.
So then you look like somebody that's way more eligible for lending and responsible.
Got it.
Now, if you are somebody that has, like, I have like 40 credit cards.
Damn.
And some of them have
all personal?
No, business and personal.
Okay.
And a lot of them have a crazy high limit, like 20, 25K per one card. Some of them have like 3K. I would say on your lower credit limits, focus on increasing those.
Yeah.
If you're at the point where you have, like me and Kyle, all these credit cards.
Well, yeah,
if not, get new credit cards,
like,
by
for example,
all means.
I have cards that have like a 20K limit, right?
Yeah.
So is it more advantageous to make that like a 50K limit, or just get another one that's like a 10K limit?
How many credit cards do you have?
Personally, I have 2. Business, I might have like another 4, maybe 6 all in.
Get more.
Just
get more personal credit cards. Get more business credit cards. And you know what's cool? I don't know if you guys knew this. This is actually a big credit hack nobody knows. Did you guys know that your business credit doesn't report to your personal credit?
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. Yeah, it does not.
So watch this.
But you get the hard inquiry though.
Nah.
Sometimes I got for Chase. I got
Capital
the hard
One you
inquiry.
do. Capital One and Chase you do.
Like the Business Inc. Preferred BS, I got hard inquiries.
Amex you don't. A lot of other smaller banks you don't. Credit unions most of the time you won't. But hear me out, right? Your business. Okay, so 30% of your credit score. Okay, your credit score is made up of 5 factors. So 30% of your credit score is credit utilization, right? So think about it. If you even numbers, if you have 100 grand in credit, okay, and you use 50 grand, what is your utilization going to be at?
50%. Yeah.
50%. So now let's just say you have 100 grand in business credit under your LLCs, or even if you just have an EIN, by the way, you can register under a sole proprietor. If you use 50 grand of that, because of the fact that it doesn't report onto your personal credit report, your utilization on your personal credit is 0.
Oh, interesting.
Here's an even cooler fact. Full disclaimer to our listeners, I am not a financial advisor and I am not telling you to do this, okay? So I don't want to be held liable for this, all right? But if worst case scenario, like you went homeless, you technically can get away with not paying that credit card debt back if it's on your business credit, and your personal assets wouldn't really be affected
because
it's under the LLC.
Go bankrupt the business.
But if you have if you bankrupt an LLC that you are the sole owner of, do they not try to pull any of your personal assets?
You know what it is, man? It's that's a gray area, and that depends. So that's when we get into a lot of stuff like how is your business formed? You know, how good is you know how well did your CPA set up your LLC, and also depends on who you bank with, because some banks will chase after you and some banks they won't. Like I have a buddy, $300K racked up on Amex charge cards. He literally woke up one day and he said, "Fuck it."
Said fuck it to what? About paying
it. His business went under.
Oh,
shit happens, right? Your business goes under. Yeah. How is he gonna pay that? How is he gonna pay that? 3 years already, nothing. Yeah, under that business, he'll never be able to get another credit card because his business credit is fucked.
They haven't come after him.
He still has his car. He still has his house. He still has his jewelry. He still has all that stuff. So again, I'm not widely telling people don't pay your bills. Pay your bills. All my credit cards are zeroed out right now. Pay your bills. But this is why, like, when we get our clients Facebook stores or when they want to invest into me for mentorship, we get them business credit. Because just in case you never know, you put it under your business credit. You're good.
Exactly.
You're good. So
I'm curious though. So like someone comes to you, they found you through a referral, Instagram, blah, blah, blah.
Sure.
They want to do credit like stuff.
Yes.
Is there a program? Like what even do you do with them?
So we don't even call it a program. It's just a service because you know what the great. So maybe instead of what is it, the credit concierge? What'd you guys call me? Maybe
connoisseur.
Connoisseur. Sorry, I can't even pronounce the freaking word because you're the real credit connoisseur. Just call me Mr. Hands Free because all of our services are essentially hands free. Like we get you funding. We have a team that does it for you. You want to fix your credit? Our team does it for you.
Do I pay you?
Facebook. We do it for you.
And then I pay you, obviously, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Like a fee or like
I definitely don't work for free. Yeah. So there's a service charge, of course, just like any other service out there. And after you sign the contracts and you upload some documents, the initial startup, dude, it's completely hands-free. Me and my team, we do everything for you. All you do is sit back and watch that score go from a 400 to a 700 or watch your income go from this to that, whatever. Yeah. So it's hands-free. Yeah. We find that, it's funny how you asked me that because when I first started off, I was actually teaching people how to repair their own credit. I got out of that real quick, which is also kind of why I got out of the fitness industry because I was providing people with fat loss programs and stuff. At the end of the day, you can't put a gun to somebody's head and make them do something.
No, that's true.
You can't hold them. You could try your best to spoon feed them, but if they don't do the work, the blame is always going to come back to you. Oh, your program sucks. Your program didn't work. Dude, you didn't even do I told you to eat this and that, and you're eating McDonald's.
Yeah, I told you to run.
I told you to send out these letters. You sent out the complete opposite from some guy you found on YouTube. So how is that James's fault? So I was just like, you know what? We'll do everything for you because we know what we can do. We know the results we can get.
Like, how do you do you feel like a power of attorney and all these things for all this stuff?
I have a few attorneys. I have a few attorneys. You have to in this type of field. I have specialists on the back end, credit repair specialists.
I'm just saying, I would never think that somebody could fix my credit on my behalf. It just sounds like not something that somebody else would do for you.
Yeah,
which is actually like interesting. It's like there's guys who are our age, like say in their 20s and their 30s. They have like 500 credit scores. There's guys our age who don't even have a credit card. They still use a goddamn debit card. I want to go get a goddamn credit card right now because you're so stutid using a debit card.
I'm
sorry. Like, you're so stupid using a debit card. But like, you can talk to someone. If you don't know what the hell you do, just literally talk to James. I'm plugging you, but I'm not even trying to plug you. It's people literally need it because like in school you don't learn this stuff. Your parents probably have credit card debt and they didn't know themselves. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's like you're watching this and you're like, you actually learn from this stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Credit. Like I said, credit changed my life, and there's no reason why it can't change all of you guys that are listening and watching this right now. Fix your credit, man. It's the best investment you can make into yourself, bro. It's the best
I remember, Susie Orman or something like. Is that her name? Susie Orman?
Susie Orman? No, I don't know.
She's like one of those like shows on TV. She's like they call her like, oh, like I have this like financial problem. Like, what should I do? This type of crap. Like, I think her name is Susie Orman.
Yeah.
I remember the first thing she always used to say. I used to watch when I was like younger. Yeah. Be like, just pay off your credit cards. Like your credit cards. Like if you have credit card debt, like figure that out first. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like get no interest credit cards to pay off your current credit cards because like then you're gonna be saving yourself money like by not paying the interest, like just like basic stuff like this.
So can I for like 30 seconds drop some game on that? So paying off that line, pay off your credit card debt. Okay. So 99.999999% of people that come to us, yeah, James, my credit is just bad because I have a lot of debt. I go, okay, what's your credit score? Oh, it's a 620. I go, oh, it's a 585. You don't have a 585 or a 620 just because your utilization is high.
No, yeah.
99.9% of the time is because you either have one of these on your account. You have a late payment, you have a collections, you have a charge off, or you have or bankruptcy or a hard. I'll go over all that. Bankruptcy or hard inquiry. So these are called delinquencies and derogatory remarks. I tell people, if it just came down to you paying your debt from 60% utilization down to 0, don't you think anybody that had a rich uncle, a rich boyfriend, a rich aunt, hey babe, can you give me 40 grand or 60 grand so I could pay down my debt? And it would be that easy. But what these lenders look at is your past history. So a late payment, anything that's if you're what's today, the 31st. If your payment was due today and you're just a day late after the cutoff date, the credit bureaus are going to report that as a 30-day late payment.
Really?
If you were late more the next month, that's a 60-day late payment. And it goes all the way up to 180 days. Payment history makes up 35% of your score. So just one late payment, and you can't remove that by just paying your bills. The only way to remove it is by disputing it. Just one late payment could drop your score by 80 points.
Wow.
Now watch this. After 180 days, what do? Most of these original creditors, they're going to send you to a debt collector because they're like, I give up on this guy. He won't pay me. So I'm going to sell your debt to a third-party debt collector. Once it goes to collections, your score is going to drop at least another 40 points from that. Yeah. Now watch this. This is how fucked up.
This is on one bill.
This is on one account. So it could be like an Amex account. Now watch how fucked up this is. Excuse my French. When you don't pay the debt collectors, which by the way, to the audience, you should never pay a debt collector because the debt doesn't belong to you. It belongs to the debt collector.
They bought it.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So let me explain this to you. If I owe Amex $1,000 and I say I refuse to pay you, right? And they sell my debt to ABC Debt Collections Company, LLC. The debt doesn't belong to James Jiang anymore. The debt belongs to ABC Debt Collectors. So why should I pay a debt that doesn't even belong to me anymore? Most people get scared because debt collectors, if you don't pay, we're going to garnish your way. They get scared. No, it's against the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act. You don't have to pay debt collectors.
Oh, wow.
But what happens when you don't pay them? Here's the catch. They report your debt. So let's just say it's $1,000. They report that as a charge-off, which means they're going to use that $1,000 as a tax write-off for their own company. So they use...
That's the benefit to buy the debt.
So they use your debt so that they could pay less taxes, but it still reports onto your credit file.
Oh, wow.
When the collection turns to a charge-off, you can expect at least another 50-point drop from there.
So what are you supposed to do? Are you supposed to pay the debt collector?
Never pay the debt collector.
What do you do?
Dispute it. You hire a credit repair specialist. This is not even me trying to pitch anything. I'm just, you don't have to hire me. Hire someone else. I don't care. You get that crap removed off of your credit file by disputing it, by leveraging your federal laws and your consumer rights laws.
Interesting.
This is all legal stuff. You know, Fair Credit Reporting Act, Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, Consumer Finance Protection Bureau. This is all legality stuff. So it's not like we send out random letters that we find on YouTube because that guy knows what he's talking about. He has a lot of subscribers. This is all legality. And that's the only way you can remove late payments, charge-offs, hard inquiries, collections, or any of that stuff. Off your credit
are there
report.
times where you do something like the letters and it doesn't work?
All the time.
And
Full
then what do you do
transparency.
after that?
You fight again.
You fight again.
You send another letter.
Really?
That has a different law in there, or that has a different because.
But aren't you in the wrong though? Like you didn't pay your goddamn credit card.
Paying debt and credit reporting are two different things. Let me say that one more time. Paying down your debt and credit reporting are two different things.
Okay.
Because we have Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion. Those are the credit reporting agencies, right? Well, where do they get your information? From snitches called Innovis and LexisNexis. They're the third-party debt collectors.
LexisNexis sells so much data.
But that's how these guys make money, guys. They take your data from the dark web and they sell it. That's how they make money. It's a billion-dollar company. So it's one thing to say I owe American Express money or I owe this person money, but for a debt collector, first of all, the debt doesn't belong to me anymore. And second of all, if you cannot verify that this debt belongs to me, verify as in 99% of the time on your credit report. I wish I could pull one up to show everyone, but your personal information is wrong.
It's wrong.
It's inaccurate. Why? Because LexisNexis and Innovis, they get a lot of your info from the dark web. They didn't verify that that's you.
So they bought.
How do they verify that that's
They
Kyle?
bought some bullshit somehow.
So if you can't verify that this debt belongs to me under the law, you have to remove it off of my credit report under the federal law.
Oh, so that's part of the letters that I submitted to get mine up. What they basically said, like, listen, if they can't prove that you like put your signature somewhere to them and that like you voluntarily did this, then we can get it removed. Like they have to submit documentation.
You just give like $2,000 worth of sauce, right?
I gave like 10 bands worth of sauce. You guys better take notes on this.
I didn't know any of that stuff.
No, yeah, I'm glad, but it's man. Like Kyle's been through it.
Yeah, so I got a quick question. So
sure.
let's say
you have to go.
No, I'm chilling.
Good, okay.
I'm chilling, man.
So I'm, I have $1,000 Amex tab. Sure. I can't afford to pay it off. I go homeless. Now a debt collector, American Express is going to go to a debt collector and be like, hey, I got this $1,000 debt. Do you want to buy it at a discount? Do you want to buy it for $400, $500? Is that what they do?
Yeah.
And then the debt collector has it and says, okay, well, even if I settle with that person and I can settle at like $750, then I make a profit on it. That's not their primary goal. Their primary goal is a tax write-off.
No. Well, so you bring up a good point, Kyle. So there's stages, right? Like I said, collections is going to come first. Then after they realize, oh, damn, this guy's not going to pay me, then that's when they charge it off. But what you're talking about is you're talking about a settlement. You're talking about a paid agreement or like I forgot what the exact word they use is, but it's basically like a let's meet in the middle type thing.
Yeah, like my dad, he racked up a lot of credit card debt with one of his businesses. And what he would do is like week over week, he was just like, I'm going to settle with you. So if he had a $30,000 bill, he was like, I'm going to settle at 15. Or if he had a $20,000 one, he's like, I'm going to settle with you at like 8. And then at one point, he wanted to settle for like it was like the last card. He was like, I don't want to pay this. He paid off so much like his whole life. And then it was, it might have been like a $20,000 bill. And he was like, nah, I'm not going to settle. I'm not going to negotiate with you. They went after my grandma because they had like a joint card or something through like my mom, all this crazy stuff. But like he settled on all of those. Could he have fought a lot of those? Do you think?
All of them.
Wow.
Wait, so pretty much you're saying you're better off not paying the debt back and just using the money that you would have paid to just hire somebody to just fight these fucking things.
Yeah, because
a fraction of the money.
Because guys,
a fraction of the money, yeah.
Exactly, a tenth of the money, right? Like for example, I'll be straight up. Like I charge anywhere between, depending on how bad the credit is, it could be between $1,500 all the way up to $3,500 to $4,000 per one client, right? Depending on how bad your account is. So would you rather pay $3,000 or $20,000? I mean, I think any person with some sort of common sense would be like, I would rather pay $3,000.
Do you like guarantee that it's just going to go away?
I don't guarantee anything because I'd be a liar, and I'm not in the business of lying to people.
What happens if you can't get it cleared?
Listen, if we will fight for our clients until the end. But if we let them know straight off in the beginning, it says it in the contract. There's no guarantees, but we will fight for them until the end.
Of course.
And again, we have 0.1% that don't succeed. But going back to your point. Those settlements, hey, instead of paying this, pay me this, never do them. Because here's the thing. People think that if you settle and you pay, a lot of my clients on their credit report, it says paid collections. Debt collectors will tell you, if you pay me, I won't report this onto your credit report.
Well, they will after.
They always will. And that stuff stays on there for 7 to 10 years.
Damn.
So what, you guys are 23, I'm 26. So when I'm 36, when you guys are 33, then that stuff's going to get removed. Most of the people by that age, they want to buy a house. They want to start a family. How are you going to do that? If you got 10 collections on your account, how are you going to do that?
So like, I remember this, there was some stupid website called like 1-in-1. It was like a domain website. They would sell domains.
Yeah, 101.com.
101.com, yeah. And like, I think we had like $100 on there that like we didn't pay.
Yeah.
So they sent us the collections.
Yeah.
And they called us and we paid the $100. So I probably shouldn't have paid the $100 you're telling me. I guess it was through like another business that I had. Not my personal, but like you're saying don't pay the $100.
Pay the $100.
Don't pay the $100.
That's probably an easy one to fight.
Yeah.
Because I remember, I swear to God, I was on the phone with them and they're like, don't worry, once you pay this, we're not going to file it with the credit bureau.
Yeah. Typical sales tactic from a debt collector.
They literally will tell you that. They'll lie straight to your face.
They have to, because that's how they make their money. They make their money. It's essentially scheming people.
But they're allowed to lie?
Well, no, they're actually not. They're not allowed to lie. They're actually not allowed. But okay, let's backtrack a little bit, right? I'm a college dropout, by the way. I don't know about you guys. They don't teach this stuff in school.
They don't teach
because if they did, the economy would, like, if we all knew these laws, if we all knew passive income, if everybody was an entrepreneur, nobody worked a 9 to 5. Okay,
there'd be no economy,
right? Who would be left in like Top G says?
We would make no money. Though.
Who would be left in the Matrix, like Top G says, right? There's got to be people out there that are in his eyes peasants and slaving, right? But like they don't like under the law, the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act. So if you had them calling you about that $100, did you know that you can tell them one time, I want you to stop calling me. Under the law, you have to stop calling me. You can't harass me anymore. You can't text me. You can't come to my job. Did you know that they have to stop doing that?
Really?
One of my clients, his name is Jomar. He texted me yesterday. Yo, they called his job. He works at FedEx. He has the collections. I'm fixing his credit right now. They called his job asking for him. FedEx. Did you know that that's illegal?
That sounds illegal.
No, if you tell them one time, stop calling me, and by the way, they can't call you outside of the hours of 8 a.m. and 8 p.m., by the way. If they call you at 8:01 p.m. or 7:59 a.m., they can get sued for that.
Wow.
They come off scary. I'm a big monster. I'm this tough guy. Most of the time, the activities they're practicing are actually illegal under the federal law.
You just have to know that.
You just have to know that. But how many people know that? Nobody. Yeah. You know, so invest into yourself and education into yourself.
Think about it. You spend $500, you learn this shit, you just save yourself like tens and millions of thousands of dollars. It's crazy. That's actually crazy.
For your whole life, dude. For your whole life.
Yeah, no, a lot of people learn credit from their parents. And they learn based off of the perspective that they've seen, you know, with their parents' experience with credit cards.
Right.
So for me, I always saw a negative association with it. And then I met a kid who I ended up living with for a couple of months, whose parents, like, you know, they did everything very, very well. They even like had him as authorized users on their accounts. So, you know, this kid's like 18, never had a credit card, and he's got like a 780 credit score. I have like a 630 or something. My parents might have put something on my name when I was younger, whatever, but like not the best credit. And like neither of us have like any crazy reliable income, and we're co-signing on an apartment. And so if I didn't have his like credit, and I think he might have even co-signed with like his mom or something and her income for us to get that first apartment. This was the Avalon in Edgewater.
I was gonna move there. That's so crazy. That's awesome.
Yeah, but it's crazy. Like I was like 19 years old. It was like my first place, 2-bedroom. You know, guy ends up moving out after like 2-3 months. So I was basically stuck with a $3,600 a month rent payment for the whole year. And like to terminate that, I would have lost a security deposit, had to pay 2 months rent on top of it. Whole mess. But anyways, because of like, you know, credit, we were able to get it. But we were only able to do that because the perspective he had with his family was like good income, good credit. They used it. They used it to his advantage so that they could like give him a little bit of a head start. I didn't really have much of that. I saw my parents had like a negative associated with it. So I was like hesitant to get into it until I got into business, and I educated myself and got exposed to people who had credit cards, who were doing all the points and stuff. So I guess what was your experience in terms of maybe what you learned or what you learned from your parents with credit?
Well, first and foremost, I think drop in the comments below if you guys think me and Kyle should do like some sort of credit collab, because clearly you know way more than I do. So let me just get up and leave. No, but you know a lot, brother. You know, from my parents, what I've learned is, so I have a similar story to your boy, actually. Yeah. My mom, the reason why I had such a great credit score, the reason why I was able to afford my $15,000 mentor was because my mom had me on like 2 of her Bank of America credit cards. I had like 8 years of age and like $6,000 credit limits.
There you go.
So dude, I had like a 797 for the longest time. And I'm like, whoa, this is a flex, but I don't even know what to do with it. Yeah. So the biggest thing I learned, I guess, from my parents when it comes to credit is always keep it in tip-top shape, because if you only take care of your credit when you need it, it's too late by that point. Yeah. Take care of your credit. It's kind of like diabetes, cholesterol. By the time you're in the hospital, it's too late. Stay ready. Stay ready and got to get ready. Take care of it before you actually need it. Yeah. You know, I'm very grateful for my mom for, you know, that lady, God bless her. She had an 825, which, by the way, one Verizon late payment, $41. Dropped her shit down to a 765. I got that removed for her, but she has that luxury. But just to show you guys, like, you know what? Yeah. But yeah, shout out to mom. You know,
I feel bad because I don't even know my parents' credit scores, but I know they suck, and I know that if I was this kid here, I could probably help them, and I could file on their behalf.
Give them my number now.
Get some things removed, like. But yeah, I mean, it's it's super interesting.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Did your parents teach you anything about credit?
Pretty much, it was like pay the bill.
That's it.
Fully. Yeah. Don't be late. Like
don't spend money on shit you don't need.
Don't spend money on shit you don't need. Yeah. Don't pay the minimum. Like if you don't pay the full amount, you're just gonna get charged every single month for it. That's like pretty much what my parents would say.
That's what my parents.
And like don't have too many of them. Like have like a few, and like that's it. Yeah. What I do now with credit cards, like for our business and stuff, it's like crazy what the hell we do with cards. Like, the amount of money we're spending per month on cards, it's like 6 figures, 7 figures.
It's good though. You guys, a lot of points on that.
Oh yeah, tons.
It's crazy.
Tons of points. Another thing, if you rack up points, so like I do cashback. I like cashback.
Yeah,
I'm a big cashback guy.
Man. Yeah,
I like the tax-free money. It's good stuff. Like that's my thing. Piece of advice. I once racked up 1 million points on an account, and I went to deposit the whole 1 million points. And for some reason, it was too many points. Yeah. And it got stuck.
Yeah.
Wow. It took me 4 months to get the points back. And thank God I had screenshots that I had that many points in my account. I literally had to go to Chase Bank and be like, look, like, I never got these points in my bank account. Like, what the hell? And they were like, sir, like, I don't know. And I was like, you have my personal Chase and you have my business Chase. It's like, you see everything. The points did not go from here to here. What the hell? And like I had to go there maybe 10 times. So piece of advice. Bro. Now what we do is like every like $1,000 to $2,000, like you take it out. You know what I mean?
Take it out.
Yeah, because it's like that stuff happens and like you have to like be on top of it. But no,
you have to be.
Credit cards are legit. They're legit. They're a tool that's like important to know how to use. You don't want to overdo with them. So obviously, like there are risks involved with a lot of these things. But if you do it properly, you do it correctly, you can do well. But yeah, my parents like they were just like pay. Don't overdo it. Pay the amount that's due and like pay on time. That was it, you know? Yeah. And don't spend what you don't have. That was a lot of it too.
Yeah. Yeah. I just think that overall, man, it's like going into 2023, my biggest advice with spending on your credit cards is to top off, to put a cherry on top of everything you've already said. If you're going to spend your money on credit cards, make sure that you're spending it on something that's going to give you an ROI or that's going to be an appreciating asset. Now, I'm not saying, listen, don't buy yourself some new shoes. Yeah. Don't buy yourself a new watch. I'm not saying like, don't like hate your life and don't treat yourself. But like, you know, you have people out here making $4,000 a month and they have a $10,000 credit card. They're maxing it out on a Gucci bag. Yeah. Just so they can look cool and stun on Instagram. Yeah. Like, dude, what are you doing? You're going broke.
Most people that don't have nice shit, they don't have the money to buy it.
You're going broke trying to look rich. But like if you invested into like a cash flowing asset, then and that's gonna basically like for our Facebook automation clients or my mentorship clients, I tell them, you implement what I teach you, or you take the income from your store, that's gonna be able to pay off the credit cards by itself. So you literally just hacked the whole banking system. You took their money and you said, I'm gonna use it to make more money, but I don't have to come out of pocket.
Definitely.
It's a whole, it's like a mind fuck almost.
Of course. Actually, one more thing I'll add too that I learned from my parents that like people don't know is like the debit and the credit card thing. Mm-hmm. The debit card, like you said, the second you use it, you gave the Benjamins away.
You gave it away.
The credit card, you give somebody else Benjamins away, and you give yourself insurance too.
Yes.
Because say you did buy something online and you didn't receive it, or say like I don't know, like for some reason like you bought like a flight and like they canceled the flight, but they still charged you, or like a hotel, you just call up and you can. Obviously, like we deal with chargebacks, but you can do the same thing. You can charge those things back. Yeah. You know what I mean?
That's the beauty of it.
That's the beauty of a credit card, right? And like you can charge stuff back like months back.
That's
you know
crazy.
What I mean?
They give you 180 days.
Okay, so 6 months. There you go.
Yeah.
I'm saying you protect yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like say you even make like a big purchase, right? And like you don't really know like if you're gonna get what you think you're gonna get, and then you actually don't get what you get. Go back, charge it back. You know what I mean? You have full control. Obviously, you can't do that extensively.
Yep.
But you do have that added like.
Protection,
you know what I mean?
Yep.
Like
been there.
And like, even simple as this, like you have a debit card, you lose a debit card, someone knows your PIN, boom, they're spending your money, you cannot get it back. Yeah. Credit card though, you lose your credit card, people start spending your money. When you sign on the credit card, they even say like we protect you on all purchases. Yeah. So you just go to them, hey, I lost my credit card on this day, I didn't have it. All this random purchases in Dubai that I wasn't in Dubai. I was in New York. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they just wipe it all away. It's like it never happened. You know what I mean?
No, it's that extra layer of protection. And it's
you
like,
need that. No, it's really important.
It's great for consumers. You know, it obviously sucks if we're on the other end of things. Like we all have dealt with chargebacks.
Of course.
But for the consumer standpoint, it's
but even
great.
from a business standpoint though, like when Kyle was spending $400K on debit cards, with the credit card, he covers himself. You know what I mean? Because you could like. There's times like, for example, I'll give you an example. Say you buy like, you're in my business, you're in the warehouse business, you buy like a forklift on a credit card, right? For some reason, the forklift doesn't work after like 30 days.
Right, boom.
And then the guy doesn't want to give you a refund. Well, you're just like, look, I just pretty much just got like finessed for all the money. You know what I mean? Yeah. But now you're protected. If you bought it with a debit card, if you paid ACH, another thing actually, you're buying product from China, right?
Oh,
you're like
the worst.
You're a drop shipper, you own a brand, right? And you're buying inventory from China. Do not buy with ACH.
Nope.
Maybe after the 15th time, buy
after
with
like
ACH.
6 months of establishing a relationship.
Yeah,
and like, trust with them.
And you've had like FaceTime calls with them. You've been to China at that point, like the whole nine. Then you start sending ACH. Like use a credit card, right? For some reason, it doesn't end up coming here, or like you didn't get what you ordered. You have full protection on the business, you know. So
full protection,
big stuff on that.
Just so many perks, man. That just cash and think like even when I buy my watches and my jewelry and stuff, I'm like I want to use the credit card. Oh well, you got to pay tax on that. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
because if I find out this Rolex is fake after 2 months, well, I'm charging this back and nothing. Well, I don't want to say there's nothing you can. They could fight it, but you know,
of course they can fight it.
They can win just like we can fight it and we can win too. I've won plenty of those, but like,
but you add like that back and forth.
It's also like reassurance.
It's reassurance
in your mind.
There's like the fact that they could fight it, you could fight it is a good thing.
Yes.
Because then, like someone proves that they were the right, in the right. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like someone was right and someone was wrong.
Yep.
And that fighting will prove who the hell's right and who's wrong within the law. You know what I mean? So it's like a very, very important thing.
So
one of my buddies bought a MacBook with an American Express Platinum, like the business platinum card. It was like I think it was maybe $2,500, $3,000 MacBook, and it genuinely did get stolen. But like it got stolen, right? So how can they verify whether you lost something or it got stolen?
Right.
He had purchase protection. They covered him on the $3,000. So they were just like, yep, here's your $3,000 back. We got you covered. You pay so much annual fees. So many other people do too, and they never redim it. Like
you're saying with Amex.
Yeah.
Amex does that?
So he bought a $3,000 laptop. It got stolen. And since he bought it on the platinum card and he had purchase protection with it, which most people don't even know of with that card, you pay $600 a year. So like you better know all the perks that you're getting out of it.
Oh yeah.
And he got the $3,000 reimbursed him. But like, you know, what if you lose it? What if it gets stolen? You know, I'm not one to recommend doing anything that, you know, that isn't ethical. Yeah. But it's like there's a lot of people that are probably doing that. And
I've dealt with a lot of them.
Like, how do you verify that you lost something? You know, like same thing with luggage. Like, what if you have your luggage, but you just make a whole scene and you say, oh, I had $7,000 worth of luggage in here and I have travel insurance through American Express. Like, they probably deal with so many of those cases, like a minority of card holders, but a large quantity where it's like, there's a lot going on. But it's like, if they're dealing with 10,000 active cases of this and you're complaining about a $600 thing being lost, here's your $600.
It's not even going to touch them. Yeah. They're like, whatever. Yeah. No, a lot of these credit cards, like Kyle mentioned, have, you know, these perks, like even on the I don't know, you probably have the card, the Chase Sapphire Preferred card. Mm-hmm. Like on that card, they not only have like travel protection, like if what was it was it a Christmas or Thanksgiving where like Southwest had all of those like
that was like last week.
Those because of the ice, because of the cancellations. Like they have a thing like if your flight is delayed by more than 12 hours, like they'll put you on another one for free and they'll actually like reimburse you for the current one. Like Hertz and all these like Enterprise, like all these car rental companies, like they'll give you discounts, they'll give you platinum concierge. Like people complain about like these annual fees, but if you know how to use these cards right, like on the platinum, Kyle, I actually profit $400 a year from that card because I used it the proper way. Yeah. You know, so it's dude, we need to do a podcast on this. But
the Amex Business Platinum, they have like one thing not a lot of people know about is they have a $200 every 6 month Dell credit. So like I got
a year.
I got an MX,
these, right?
Yeah, I got these.
For free. Me too. I bought microphones.
I got these. I got MX keyboard. I got the MX mouse. I got Beats headphones over the last year and a half. Like that's like you know $1,000 plus worth of stuff that I got like you know for free. Obviously, I paid that, but you get every time I think you get $200 worth of airline credit. You get like check bags. You get
hotel credit.
You get 30% back on flights.
Yeah. So
like if you pay in points. So if I like pay for a flight 50,000 points. I get 15,000 back, even though I didn't pay anything out of pocket. Yeah. I'm like, it's free and I'm getting reimbursed like 30%, which is crazy. Like, yeah.
It's dude, there's so much to it, man.
This is a good conversation though. Like, I think we all learned a lot. Like, like you got a lot going on, bro.
For sure.
You got a lot going on.
Well, this was awesome. I learned a lot from you guys as well. I admire you guys a lot for sure. I mean, being the fact that you guys are younger than me, you guys are doing these crazy numbers and all, you know, I think this podcast is amazing. So this was great, man. I hope everyone learned something.
No, 100%.
I hope you guys all went home with one like
literally
gem that you can apply to your life immediately today.
Yeah. And if you didn't, you're gonna call James. He's gonna hook you up with some crazy stuff.
You're gonna DM me.
How do they find you? what were you gonna say?
Yeah, I was just gonna say we're gonna put all of your links in the description. So if you're looking for a service from him, if you're looking just on how to find him on social media, just send him a message. I'm sure he's available.
How should they find you though? Instagram.
Honestly, Instagram is my most active platform. It's James_Jiang___. They'll link it down there for you. So shoot me a DM, shoot me a follow, DM me. Tell me that you found me from the Money Talk, the new Money Talks podcast. So
and to top it off, since we're talking about credit, you might find a couple recommended credit cards in the description below. So since we don't make any money off of this as of now, this podcast, if you want to support the podcast,
every single episode.
Sean's not happy about the tap, but if you want to support the podcast, we'll have some of our genuinely some of our recommended business credit cards and personal credit cards. So if you're interested in getting those, apply. You'll probably get some extra, incentives, like whether it's like miles, bonuses, cashback, whatever it is. It's usually better if you go through, an affiliate link. So support the channel.
Your approval rates actually get higher, by the way,
with
guys.
the affiliate links.
Yeah, absolutely. Because this banking stuff is all about relationships. So it's like, oh, this guy came from James's affiliate link. This guy came from Kyle's affiliate link.
Wow.
They're like, oh yeah, well then they it's data points. They see that and they're probably most likely going to get more approved. That's what I do with my clients.
It's like they have like a vouch.
And you get like 100,000 points after that too.
It's like, oh, this person gets approved for a platinum. Here's 20,000 points, James. So that's just another way to earn points.
And one thing that you mentioned that like people overlook is it's tax free.
Yes,
because like $3,000 is actually like $5,000. You know what I mean? Because it's tax free.
In pre-tax income.
It's pre-tax income. You know what I mean?
Pre-tax income. Yeah. So we'll have some of those links in the description for them. If you guys have a good credit score, go ahead and apply. And
if you have a low credit score, hit James up. If you have a high credit score, hit him up. Hook it with the automation.
If you have like $100,000 of credit and you don't know how to use it, hit him up.
Just hit me up.
Just hit him up.
Hit me up.
We appreciate it. So thank you for coming out.
Thank you guys, man. This was awesome. You guys are great, man.
Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends. We'll probably do some giveaway crap on Instagram too.
Happy New Year. It's December 31st.
Happy New Year, guys.
Happy New Year.
And
when's going to get posted? It's going to get posted in 23.
23, right?
We'll see you next year.
We'll see you next year.
All right.
Good,
that's a wrap. Thank you for watching, listening. Talk soon.